November 1919, a sanatorium in Silesia. Inside, a patient fights tuberculosis and despair. He knows his time is short, perhaps 4 years left, at most. The man has just endured a broken engagement. His body is failing, his mind restless, haunted. One evening, as twilight swallows the room, he reaches for a pen. The paper trembles in his hand. He begins, "Dear father, a little while ago you asked me why I'm so afraid of you. I could not answer you at once. That man was Franz Kafka, a name that would one day define the very strangeness of modern existence. And yet, a man who wanted all his writings to be burned. Kafka wrote a little by volume, just 3 incomplete novels, a handful of short stories, diaries and letters, and yet his influence is seismic. A third of all Nobel laureates in literature cite him as an influence. Since Shakespeare, no other author has inspired so much critical study. By the mid-1990s, over 100,000 papers had been written about him. His themes, alienation, guilt, absurdity, helplessness, spoke to a modern world that felt increasingly unreal. So much so that a single word was coined for it: Kafkaesque. Take the trial. Joseph K., an innocent banker, wakes to find 2 strangers at his bedside. "You are under arrest." No crime is named. No date for the trial is set. Life goes on. But the word trial begins to crush him like a slow, invisible weight. And isn't that us too? Life hurls events at us without warning. We imagine the worst before it happens. We live in existential crisis. As the Stoic Seneca wrote, we suffer more in imagination than in reality. French philosopher Jean-Paul Sartre called it the gaze of others, the suffocating sense of always being watched, judged. Michel Foucault took it further. Society itself keeps us under constant surveillance. Joseph K. is trapped in it. So are we. And then there's the metamorphosis. A salesman, Gregor Samsa, wakes as a giant insect. His family, once loving, recoils. Affection curdles into hatred. Psychologist Sigmund Freud called it the danger of fear, our instinct to destroy what we cannot understand. Gregor, like Kafka, was the breadwinner, the provider. Even after his transformation, he tried to care for his family. But in a moment of fear and rage, his father hurls an apple at him, an act that kills him. Kafka could have written anyone as the killer, but he chose the father. Perhaps because he knew that wound personally. Here, shame enters the story. Philosopher Jeremy Bentham called shame a tool for enforcing social order. Step outside the norm, and society will drag you back with ridicule. Nietzsche argued that great individuals are often forced into ordinary lives because of it. Kafka wanted to write, his father, and society wanted something else. Gregor Samsa's humiliation was Kafka's own, from Haruki Murakami's Kafka on the Shore, to Albert Camus' philosophy, to Borges' Labyrinths, to Marquez's magical realism. Kafka's shadow stretches everywhere. Kafka once wrote, "I think we ought to read only the kind of books that wound and stab us." His books did exactly that, stabbing deep into the absurdity and fragility of human life. 1956. Hungary philosopher Gyagi is arrested without charge, told he has all his legal rights, but never told what he's accused of. That is not just history. That is the trial in real life. I am a cage in search of a bird. Kafka lived in an age he could not change, but he could represent it. The question is, has that age ever truly ended?